As you continue up here, you see more. You see the same six-armed conquering queen meeting a dragon in the field of battle. The dragon, being victorious, defeating her, and instead of slaying her, seems to take her across the stars, showing her many worlds. At the end, she weeps, seemingly regretting her crimes.
Oh, she was reformed.
Atonement.
Well,
How many arms did that thing we met have?
we go up.
We
Not
go
the
up.
golem, the woman last time.
I think 6.
2 arms and a snake tail.
How do I get to
Like
6?
How do you get to 6?
I don't know.
Floor 6.
How I get to 6?
Initiative.
Kyron only glanced
I
at it
count. Oh man, I'm so good
Oh.
today with
But-
this initiative.
for like a second.
Oh, we're in the darkness?
I don't see anything. Oh, hello.
That's a big statue.
That is a big
Oh
statue.
no, a statue will attack
Oh, hello.
us.
Oh, hi friends.
These
Hey,
guys.
cheese.
Are you ready?
Oh,
Oh,
that's
there
a
she is.
goddess. She's very blue.
yeah.
How many shades of bluish?
Also, those are very angry tits. As uttered by sheep. In that one
They are
session.
not. They are covered in a decent way.
Is she
Well-
good?
Sure, well, it seems whoever was up here has prepared quite well for your arrival.
Oh yeah. Check this Hobhana.
Shakti's Hobana. Yeah, I know.
See, she has 6 arms.
She does. She's some
Ex-goddess.
goddess thing. I don't know, that sounds scary.
Probably not a goddess, probably more just like an...
Yeah, I'll smack her.
What do you think she was, is the question. Oni? She has tusks.
Maybe.
No, it's like multiple arms is like an Indian mythology thing.
Yeah, well, in Pathfinder we don't really know what that means.
Yeah, I know.
Is there Pathfinder India? I suppose there is.
It's right here. Pointing at the map.
So,
They rolled bad in their initiative.
She's probably pretty nasty, is my guess. If she's actually staying here to fight us, she might be
Yeah.
pretty sure
Well,
of herself.
Marcus goes first. And he doesn't really care about these guys. He's going-
You know?
The other people might.
That's true.
I don't want these guys in my face. They might not be able to hit me too often, but I don't want them in my face.
Ah! He's got mad eyes.
Yeah. They've got buffs.
7 rounds worth.
Well, on the other hand, we could have lasted 1 minute.
Why does it take so much longer to activate active mods for one character than for multiple?
Yeah.
But it's trying to load it up in a fancy way for them, like checking, like, is it active, is it not?
I suppose. All right. Well, they have prepared actions, obviously. So they will simply take their attacks. This one will attack Chiron. First we have its bite.
I think that would place them first on the initiative if they have prepared actions.
And then their claws.
They can prepare for
Only the
attacks.
first
And
haste.
they can't prepare full attacks, yeah.
No, but you come up the stairs. They're ready for you.
So if that is a full attack, then that's a crit. That doesn't confirm for 16 damage. Well, I should have cast False Life. Oh well.
Oh yeah, basically 7 ready actions are basically they've delayed their turn until you game up.
Yeah, I guess.
So attacks cash. Fun no.
Yeah, no, it's...
Just move on.
Like it mostly like scratched your arm.
Didn't even.
No,
Yeah.
this is gonna be interesting. She might be a smite target, I'm just saying.
Yeah, for sure.
Alright.
And of course she casts a spell.
That.
What spell is it?
And you take reflex saves.
What kind of spell is it?
It is Flame Strike.
Okay.
This is strangely familiar.
What?
How did I get the high? Oh no, I didn't get the highest. Carrying up the highest. Same. I'm cleric.
You're looking at a DC 20.
Yeah, we all
I
made it.
made it.
So half damage.
Flame Strike is very high damaging now.
Well, I got evasion, so.
It's 1d6 per level up to 15. So
It's probably gonna be 15 then.
No, it's
12.
not. So half of that, and that is fire damage?
no, one half is fire, one half is holy.
Okay, that's still...
So you still take your damage reduction on there, but
okay,
But I-
it would be, immunity wouldn't work.
Evasion works just fine, right? With
Yes.
this?
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh,
evasion's
cool.
fine. You get to break the rules still.
I'll just snap my fingers at her.
No.
Marcus.
Alright, Marcus. This is your finest hour.
Hang on. HP jam.
That is still what he sounds like when he walks around and kills everything.
He's such a happy anti-paladin, isn't he?
I think I resist like that fire half, right? So
No, you don't have resistance
Just-
to fire.
No, it's
Cool.
cold.
Yeah,
yeah, I have resistance that oh wait, no, because it is just yeah.
Cold
Why did you just
electricity.
say...
I keep mixing
Why
up
did you?
other
Why
resistance.
did you take 25 damage?
Oh, I saved, didn't I? Duh.
Yes.
Oh man, I'm silly.
Jake.
Okay, so
Can I smite?
Jake!
look, be quiet.
Now he's giving himself
I'm just-
18 hit points back, and everything is good.
18? No.
18.
Oh, because it's 35. God, I was looking at the 25. Oh my god, I am so bad.
Chat, give him a round of applause.
What are you doing here?
Yeah, that is a good question, Malachi. Thank you.
Is it like I give you 100 and you give me 5 and I give you 2 and then I get 3 back and then we divide by half? Or
It's advanced
you end
math.
up with all the money? Is that
Yeah, exactly.
around here?
Sorry.
Sort of
Okay,
scam.
is she good?
Oh.
Oh, yes, she is good.
You
Yeah,
Although
I'm
might.
she
gonna-
does seem to have like a malignant side.
You might
No,
not.
I'm gonna smite her.
Okay.
Yes, I
I
approve.
don't care. What's up?
Might I
Attack of
suggest one
opportunity.
thing though before you do that? Might I suggest one thing? Delay
Yeah,
until
go
after Zacharias.
Okay, I guess I'll do that.
Delay after Azurius.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. No, I'll delay until after Zacharias.
Alright, thank you.
Kyron.
Kyron will delay after Marcus.
Christ.
Ah, this is my favorite part of the show.
Oh god.
He will float up here, out of range from these creatures. And then he will cast
Gee. Take an attack opportunity.
5-foot float.
Oh, sure.
Then he will cast a Dimensional Anchor on the blue lady.
Alright, go for a touch attack.
He will activate his aura also, by the way.
So will she have spell resistance is the question.
She's blue, she probably does.
Blue.
Because the basic question is, do you want to burn Dwayne essence?
Oh, I'm gonna burn Dwemer's, definitely. Absolutely. That's a 20 hitter touch.
Yes. Now do some spell assistance.
Yes, hang on.
You could have some like serious thing on here, like D20 plus your cast level plus. Would you have greater spell penetration?
Let's see here. Does 34 beat your spell resist?
Yes.
Yes, alright. She's hit by Dimensional Anchor.
All right.
She's not going anywhere. Then, Quicken Daze and Fireball,
Here we go again.
like so.
It's always such a pleasure.
All right.
Kabam!
You see.
24 reflex.
All right. That is a failure for one of them.
Alright. Then he's dazed for 4 rounds. And it is 38 fire damage. And that is Zacharias.
All right. Could you do spell resistance with a fireball?
Oh, sure. Let's see, there's a minus
You're-
5.
I'm a pretty serious bonus in this, so.
How do we yes? 36.
Yep.
Actually, that's normal spell penetration you have then.
More is coming in the future, but for now.
Also, the best bit about that, critical penetration.
Critical penetration. That's what, yeah.
You thought of it. Unfortunately, even if you could crit with it, it's like can't crit. Dimensional Anchor does nothing, and that was here we. She wasn't even phased, as expected.
Well, now I will smite her, and then I will move forward and take a lot of attacks of opportunity.
Go, Hellbrand. He will take 1.
Yes. No. Yes. Okay.
He's
well,
dazed.
right.
So
Actually,
that's-
I will. On the way up, can we say that I did my thing? My
What?
unholy thing. That's a standard action.
What?
on the way up here,
My
on
fiendish
those stairs.
No.
Yeah.
If you didn't say you
No.
did it, you didn't do
Okay, fair enough. So in that case, I will do it now.
it. All right. All right.
And
What,
then-
what are you doing exactly?
My fiendish boon to make my weapon unholy,
All right.
And then you're
Good.
going to move up.
and then I'm going to move up
And
and
smite.
not attack.
But you are smiting.
Yes, I'm smiting. I'm doing my unholy thing, and now I'm moving up.
Very good.
Kyron.
I think. Yes, I think so. Kyron will make place for another character here. I forgot how to do that, but then after doing that, which I'm going to do while the other things are running.
Suddenly, burglar.
No, not this one. He's
Yes,
going
the
to
bear
move-
glare shows up for some reason.
What? No, you
Over
have
here.
to kill the gargoyle.
No.
Yes,
the gargoyle.
I'm not gonna go for the gargoyle. It'll take forever.
You know, I can give you flanking
Really?
if you want to.
Shouldn't you?
Yeah, you got this. He will
Oh,
do
screw
his
you.
Storm of the Dragon 1 thing, and then he'll move over here. Round done. I'll do that in the meantime.
Screw you, sheep.
You got that guy,
Is
come
it
on.
worth
Cash.
it? Is it worth it though? Do you think?
It is worth it.
You Cash, I can give you
mean-
flanking if you need to.
It's worth it.
It's not
Telemundus is
worth
always worth it.
I can.
Yes.
I can get her though.
Well, I can
Well,
give.
hopefully.
Poor
so
Cash.
Hopefully,
She can-
exactly.
Poor
She can do
Cash.
so much more damage, and you just leave her to that thing.
Well, you could attack
Yep.
her. You would go flanking
No,
against her.
because then I'll leave the spellcasters unarmed.
Oh, don't worry about Zacharias.
The spellcasters are fine.
And then Azorius is gonna be fine, sure.
Azurius
You guys
it's only
suck.
hurt, like,
He's
a
only
lot.
died once.
Yeah.
You guys
Right.
suck.
Why don't you have more AC, Azurius? This is so unfortunate for you.
I've got one lower than you do.
24, 28.
Actually, my AC is not even that high right now because I got the Blessing of Bones bonus on there. That can be reversed.
You suck so hard.
Tina, I do think you should go for her If we get hurt on the like gargoyles are really no problem.
Yeah, I think pile on her. Try to get her
What
down.
about Azurius?
I'll
He's
find a way.
fine.
I'll hide behind Zacharias.
You can hide. Zacharias will tank these things.
There we go.
What is this? Gargoyles. Pah! Zacharias is a damn lich now. And a wizard.
Wizard Lich.
Mm-hmm. It's the
You're
classic.
a wizard.
The classic
A witch?
combination. No.
Well, okay. In your face.
Throws Chloe in her face. She just
Chloe
sticks to him like a glue paper, like smack.
Chloe does
It's
press
dangerous to go alone.
Take this, exactly. Blap.
You don't flank there.
No.
You need to go here.
You flank there.
Why don't I? Oh yeah,
Because
sure.
in that case, it's perfect diagonal you'd need.
That's true. Do I flank here though?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
But Telemondus went to that spot not because he wanted to go flanking. He just liked that spot very much.
Yeah, exactly. It
That-
just happened that.
It's the
You,
least
you
dusty
would
spot in
never
the room.
think so far as to
Really?
avoid flanking.
I'm just gonna attack first.
Is
That's a
that
miss.
accounting for the
A
war?
miss.
Yes, it's account for the aura.
Okay, okay.
Chloe, she'll move to.
Probably heal Messias a little bit.
Yeah, move to him and let's heal him.
Give him a stab.
Oh wait, how is that? It's 2d8 plus 4 or something like that?
2d8 plus 3.
Tomato, tomato.
Yeah, that's right.
Ooh.
Woo!
Ah! Stab.
Stab.
It's a poke. It's
That's a
not
pretty good stab.
It's not a stab, it's a poke.
She's very
That's
careful
difference.
where she puts it.
Serious.
So,
Fervor.
actually, I can't even hit everyone with fervor now properly.
We could move up and hit them with fervor. Come on. You can. He has taken his attack opportunity. You can even go around here, hide behind this guy who's dazed, and then hit him with fervor.
Or he could 5-foot step down into the left one and hit all of us.
No, because undo
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
I don't think I could.
You're 30 feet from Telemundus in that spot. I just checked.
it's true.
You could in fact hit everybody from there.
Fine. I think a fervor goes up.
Same. Okay. Hooray.
Yeah, don't you get uppity with us, DDS. This is your best buff. Of course we want it.
It's a good buff. One of the problems I'm definitely going to see happening though, especially like Cash, unless we dispel magic her buff, she's not going to hit. Probably.
Oh, Cash is definitely gonna hit.
You saw what happened last fight.
Well, and you're gonna be full round attack now.
Me?
No,
I am.
Sorius.
Oh yeah.
Or flank. Go, yeah, sure, go for him.
Serious.
Oh,
Thought you would move away, but
One
that's
hit.
fine.
There's one hit in there.
For 15.
Still dazed. Let's see what options we have here.
She has 6 unarmed strikes.
Does she have like 6 sabers in each arm? Like she can.
She has hands.
And she punched
Oh,
earlier.
she's a
so-
kung fu fighter.
Yeah, she punched earlier.
But it was kung fu fighting.
It seems like she used to have weapons in the depictions, but she seems actually, as you look around this room, it seems very serene,
Oh,
sort of calming.
She took levels in monk.
no, she's like trying to convert from her evil ways.
Yeah, she became a Buddhist monk.
Also, there's some very suggestive picture or sort of imagery with her and the dragon. However, it's sort of with crystals tactically placed.
Oh,
Oh, goody. Ooh, that was an image I did not need.
Dragon seems very, very sort of smug and happy about the whole thing.
oh god.
oh man, he's a womanizer.
Well, what else are concubines for,
Well,
right? I mean, that's
We
their
don't
job.
talk about that, Jake.
but we
I'm
don't-
listening to Final Fantasy VII soundtrack. It fits really well.
sure.
I would punch Cash to death and bite her.
What?
She has big tusks.
Oh my god.
Smack,
it's
smack,
so
smack,
nice.
smack, smack.
One hit, and that's it.
Hey,
I have the plus 2 on my ace.
That is still a hit.
Still a hit. Never
It's
mind.
one hit.
That's it.
11 damage.
And you wouldn't have the plus 22 anyway because you haven't had a turn since I cast it.
Yeah, it starts
that's
at
true.
the start of your turn.
Well, it's,
Or in
only,
my case, when I cast the spell in the first place.
it's only 11 damage though, so I think I can manage. Now
The end of the world.
It seems to fight sort of in a breathing slowly, trying to keep in control. Clearly holding herself back from going into some sort of fury.
Oh, it's
Even if she is fighting with sort of an inner rage. Zacharias.
Well, they seem to have that handily under control. Zacharias will... I'll go here. Float behind this guy.
Do you want to reveal the weakness?
I do.
Yeah, that is probably a good idea. Zacharias will reveal the weakness of Shakti's Hobhana, giving her a -7 to all defenses. That is AC and touch and everything, and all her saves.
Alright.
So,
Marcus.
okay, now it's time for Mark to smash.
Trademark.
She's an outsider, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Good outsider. Delicious.
Taking the extra attack.
I'm smiling as
The
waiting for
sneak
this.
damage is the acid.
What I don't get is, if she was so evil, why did she get a second chance?
Because the dragon liked her.
It wasn't Talonguard doing it.
That looks like all hits.
Yes.
Did you add your charisma bonus to the first attack or whatever?
Nope, I'm putting that on.
Should probably
Okay,
put that
so
on before you
Brand
roll.
bites.
No,
Oh,
because
wait,
it's
it's
only
the
on
first
the,
attack,
it's
you can't
only
add
on
it
the
to the
first
spell.
hit, so I don't want it on all of them.
I see.
201.
Marcus is back, ladies and gentlemen.
But there's no damage reduction?
There is no
No,
damage reduction from
Smite
That was
bypasses
without
all.
any crits.
this. It's true.
Do you think she's dead?
Oh, come on!
Kill Steel and Cunning.
Alright,
Kyron,
Haha!
Oh.
no!
are you gonna smite?
Oh. Kyron
I
can't
can't
smite.
do that with that weapon. Yeah. Kyron?
Kyron can't smite at all. Unfortunately. But I think the course of action here is very clear.
Kill Steel.
Yes. Actually, if I could step here to flank with Cash.
Okay,
well,
Cass
that
dropped
is-
her. Cass dropped her dagger, so
What? Really?
yes.
What? Why?
Josh, you can't kill Steel.
No.
She's revealed. You cannot not miss her.
Yeah.
Like it's
So
I'm just
Televantis is just
kidding.
going to completely rip her apart here.
I hope
Do
you
I want to
miss
use
so
rage?
hard.
Yes.
Cash can
Let's
choose
go.
not to threaten.
You're like a scavenging
But
predator.
whatever.
Oh, whatever.
You're scavenging predator.
That is all
Like
hits,
a
I believe.
vulture.
Add it all up, and that's what? 1, 2,
Um,
3, 4, 5, 6 sources of damage reduction.
Yeah, the damage reduction is going to be a thing here, but also plus... That is all hits, right?
Your
That
attacks
is-
are unholy, right?
Yes, I'm working on that.
Wait, no, there's one missing. No, yeah, the
200.
200.
Oh, you know, that
So
is...
another 200 damage this time with 6 sources of damage reduction.
Oh, check this.
Someone is just completely riffing into her with everything he's got, basically, just hissing, "Where is he?" As he...
Where are the other
She
drugs?
probably can't answer anymore. but-
Exactly, I was thinking the same
You know?
thing, Cash.
I did 1 more damage than you. You suck.
So while this, like, cockfight is going on between...
I'm dealing with a pair of crystal gargoyles.
Well, I think we all kind of. Well, I did for Cash. She's annoyed she didn't get to do a stab at her.
You
Oh,
took
you
her
did.
one stab,
Yes.
didn't you?
So Marcus and Kyron, you two can describe this fight. As she just lunged out and slapped Cash over the neck.
Well, she didn't damage her though.
Well, after Marcus
Well, yeah.
skillfully distracting her, but you should probably go
Skillfully
first.
distracting her. Yeah, more like turning her into a pile of bloody ribbons with some intelligence left. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Describe it, make it a cinematic.
Yes, I am. Okay, so she flurries at Cash, and it only connects with 1 blow, and then Marcus is like, "You don't do that, son." And then,
It's a woman.
yeah, I know, but he doesn't actually say that. That's just me trying to add flavor. And he, all you see is the blade flashing and, dark energy swirling around as, cuts begin to, appear on her. Well, more like gashes, because the blade cuts deep. Halbrand is, sucking up the blood and drinking and whispering and is like, yes. And then Kyron is like, what's up?
Well, Hiron describes it himself. How does he finish?
Nearly dead person, let me steal that from you.
Well, Telemondus, of course, has gone behind her to make sure she can't escape anywhere with any windows or whatsoever. But after seeing her distracted by both trying to strike Cash and being assaulted by Marcus, he is just basically like a hunting cat, just jumping at her, almost trying to grapple, but instead of grappling, of course, slashing and biting and just ripping into her, while being rather vocal about a location of a certain copper dragon, who he can't see anywhere and who he would like to see very much. Just ripping her into pieces. And afterwards, he does realize that she can't really answer anymore because there's pieces of her everywhere. Each of the arms is probably in a different corner of the room, and might have been very hard to actually dodge the limbs flying everywhere.
We all take 5 bludgeoning damage.
No, Cash could probably avoid
Cash.
that.
Yeah.
Well, you guys suck.
Yeah, luckily you're flanking with Chloe. Because Chloe has reach. Most important dragon ever, having reach.
Yeah. Now let's see. Single. Go.
Did you add flanking?
I did. I
you add
just,
flanking a server on that?
Miss
I just really
Chloe.
she'll do no. She doesn't really need to heal you, does she?
I'm on 90 out of 150 in
No.
your choice.
No.
No.
Don't
it's-
waste ones on
Serious?
I don't want to be here. Perfectly honest. The melee fighters shouldn't be busy anymore. I'm going to work my way away.
And then I lost my flanking.
Sure.
Well, Chloe can stay there if you want.
Sure.
So I'll move away. You can get a single attack on me.
I'll take that. For a crit,
That's amusing.
29
Oh.
damage.
Okay. That's a decent bit of damage. Can you re-roll that?
Any penalty?
With a -1. Always has a penalty on it. Doesn't crit, still hits.
Yeah, the damage isn't that bad.
16 damage. I don't take the second damage roll. First damage roll.
Just a little. Yeah, that's true.
And then after the move, I'll go ahead and cast a healing spell myself.
Alright.
That's 14. 30 health. That's it.
All right. Well, just continues to fight. Really, goes to Zacharias this time.
Hello.
And
Miss.
it rolls terribly,
This was.
except for the last 2 ones.
Yeah, those are 2 hits.
So it gives maybe just right.
11.
Yeah, that's a
Oh, images.
D2. So. Poof! And then the last one hits.
That
The
is,
last one is a crit, is that?
Does it confirm? No.
so just 13 damage.
That doesn't penetrate damage reduction.
All right. Still
Uh.
Zacharias.
Zacharias will touch the creature.
All right.
Actually, we'll 5 a step up here and touch him now because he flanks with Chloe,
Yep.
who has a tail and is menacingly pointing
Yes.
it at this thing.
The tail has 5 foot of reach.
20 touch.
Yeah.
for 10 negative energy damage and a fortitude save, please.
He makes it.
Nothing further happens. 10 damage.
Marcus.
The aura, he turns off the aura, by the way.
Bum, 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 bum. La-di-do. I gotta get rid of all these bonuses. There we go.
You're very quiet, Jake.
Yeah, because I'm being quiet.
You're like
Stop
you're,
being quiet, Jake.
you're super far away from your mic, sounds like.
Shout.
Yeah.
Oh! There we go.
Uh,
That's your battle cry.
these guys aren't good outsiders. So,
No.
They're crystal things.
Well, the main thing is they're not good. So
are they immune to acid?
I don't
Because
know.
if so, I can
You
take
don't
the
know.
thing off. I'm just saying.
I don't know.
I mean,
'Cause I've got the
probably
acid damage on
resistant
there.
somewhat to acid.
Yes.
Whack, 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 whack.
Oh, that's 2 hits. Or... Are they? They're not good. We've already established this, so...
We seem to resist all of that acid.
Okay, so let's see. 18 plus 19. That would be 37. See, I got it that time. Sometimes I just don't. So,
Amandus.
Well, he is going to calm down first of all because these gargoyles are clearly not worth fussing about over. So he's going to
this one will be dead.
he's going to stop. Is it dead? Yeah, but the other one is
Because
dazed.
next turn, Cash will just go ahead and full round attack and be
Well,
dead.
the other one is dazed.
After next turn, the other one will. After this turn, yep. Next round, the other one will.
Okay, then he's going to charge. the
Well,
dazed
Cash
one.
won't have flanking.
You will.
next
You
turn.
delay until after Chloe. Chloe will be 5 footsteps.
Oh yeah, sure.
Let's do a single attack.
Tactics.
Nom nom nom. A
You
half-hearted bite.
It's like, takes us a bite like, no, munching at a crystal.
You need some flavouring. Zachariah, precipitation.
I've had better.
You need to flavour the crystal precipitation.
29 damage.
I just realised Zachariah has DC 20 cantrips.
Yeah.
Delay after Chloe.
Suck
So,
on
by
that.
the way, as Tomatis bites into this, it seems that these are actually pretty written with diseases that people who are not immune might be horribly bothered by.
Well, but yes.
Yeah, exactly.
That's interesting.
Nobody cares.
Like deceased? Okay, cool.
Claws and teeth and whatnot.
It's a good trap for people, except if you've made a deal with, you know, ultimate play.
She'll delay after Chloe.
Alright.
5 foot step.
5 foot flap.
Yeah,
The
that's it.
tactics.
Sure.
All of the tactics.
Cash.
Familiar flanking.
You know, it's advantage having a familiar with reach. Like, you know, Cash can be on her own and still flank people, so
Whack, whack, whack.
Miss.
just total miss.
Wow,
Did you add blessing and further bonus as well?
Circus.
I do.
I'm disappointed.
No,
Oh.
so am I.
You know what? I'm gonna help Marcus flank. I think. I should. I could. That'd put me vulnerable actually.
I'm
No.
gonna help Marcus flank.
You can do it.
There we go. The wizard helps flank.
I'm a lich. I'm more than a wizard.
Still a wizard in some way.
I'm a wizard.
Well, you still look like Ezra.
That you take that back. You take that back. Look like freaking Ezra. Ezra was a damn ghost, like scaring
Well.
children and draining sinks. That's what he did.
I'm just saying, put a picture next to you that is Ezra.
Nope.
I
wouldn't.
breathe.
Are you sure you want to waste spells on this?
It's not a spell. I'm using my supernatural powers.
What's the DC?
The DC is 26.
That's a failure then.
Okay. If that is a failure, he gets 14d4, 32 fire damage. Imagine rolling all those d4s.
Alright.
Then I will move this way.
Run away. bravely run away.
Well, this time it's Cash's turn.
All misses.
Good try though.
This one is no longer dazed.
It's alive.
Nice.
Just up here. Attack.
Now boxed in.
I wanna touch. Ow! Oh, nope. He was too busy thinking of all the deliciousness.
You touch yourself and heal.
That was pretty good.
Marcus?
No, don't ask me. Just wait here and see how long it takes.
Jake.
Sorry.
Are you there?
Sorry. Yeah, I was talking to someone real quick.
Attention, there is a sea crystal creature to your north. Would you like to kill it?
Yes, I would.
Good.
I'll take Crystal Golem Murder for 500.
Okay, go ahead and place your bid.
My bid is this. Oh, I didn't put flanking on. So I'll do that for the extra attack.
The flanking wouldn't make a difference.
2 hits for 29.
29? Yeah.
Yep.
It seems someone has outbidded you.
Kyron.
But the one is going to keep chewing at this gargoyle here. It's like a stress relief.
Tastes like cake.
Kyron eats when he gets upset.
It's like a sword
I
crystal
should have
for
taken
horses, you know.
our attack off because those are all misses.
Those are all
Oh.
single attacks.
That,
Chloe?
They are all single attacks, indeed. So I get 2 more attacks. Oops.
Fail here.
Good like this. All misses.
shit, what is this?
Horrible luck.
We murdered a boss and now we just flub
This is
on these
all-
things.
Everyone's flailing.
Asturias?
I didn't think my turn would come back round.
Just use your spear or something. It's just
Yeah.
pathetic.
I am flanking with Chloe. I get a +2 to hit. No.
Asturias hits.
Did I hit? No.
With a 41, you do.
41. Oh, it rolled twice at my end.
Critical!
So I'm doing better than everyone.
Is it a
Yeah.
magic spear?
It is magic.
+1 flaming long spear.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Of course.
I name my weapons what they are.
Like outperforming, yeah. This is so
Attack.
weird.
Asturias.
Oh, what?
That's because I'm the only person that hit it.
Crit. That does not confirm. Or does it?
It does
It
confirm.
does.
Does confirm.
There's so much stuff on screen.
There's another 2 other hits.
There's a lot of hits in there.
26, and then there's the crit for a good
It's really hard to tell.
39.
39.
Who is it attacking?
26 plus 39.
You know,
You
I
can't-
think I'll make. I
That is
think I'll make him
65 damage.
You can't
Wait.
reroll that because he already used
I
to
did
reroll
actually.
from that guy.
Yes.
Who is he attacking?
65 damage.
Azurius, Tina.
Oh, okay.
Oh well, that's recoverable.
Sirius is happy he's immune to disease.
Funny enough.
Alright.
This guy's like, what?
There's a dragon licking his crystals.
Chloe?
What?
No.
Oh, Chloe. Probably gonna die now. I don't know.
Yes.
There's a miss in
Not
there.
necessarily, but...
One
Oh,
miss.
that is a lot of damage.
Chloe is probably dead.
A lot of damage, yeah.
Chloe's,
Chloe. That's like...
Chloe's gonna need regrow.
Ooh.
I need to regrow her.
Yeah,
Damn
she's
it.
dead. She's dead.
I have to regrow Chloe out of test tube later.
Well, then just move her. Okay.
I imagine it's like a little pill you put down and like drop water on it and it pops up.
That pill takes a while to create then, 'cause it like takes like a week to recreate.
She regrows inside her back.
Mm.
So
Oh,
it
now
took
you-
us 2 rounds to kill the boss.
And now everyone's flailing and we lost Chloe. Because
Zacharias.
You people. No, I'm gonna poke.
Can you actually kill this now?
Wizard is killing these things in melee.
The Lich. Are you doing it too? Huh?
That's a hit. 12 negative energy damage and a fortitude save if he survives.
Right.
Can you paralyze crystal creatures?
Yeah, I can
No,
paralyze
yeah.
anything it touches.
That's a save.
Okay, nothing more happens.
Marcus.
Marcus.
Can probably kill both of them here. Hopefully.
Yes, 5 footstep. And then
Yeah.
I will attack like this. That's okay. That's depressing.
It's one hit.
That's 1 hit.
One hit.
You severely disappoint me.
Okay. Well, 19 damage. Look, it's hard to hit things when I'm not smiting them.
Everyone's disappointing me.
You should probably step away. I'm serious.
I can handle stuff.
Oh,
Yay.
Hooray! These guys held out well.
Kyron.
okay, let's try that whole full attacking thing again without power deck this time. Can I get flanking? No, I can't. Let's try this again. Fumble, fumble! That is one hit on the wing for 6 damage.
You know what? I'm very considering just like, okay, Azuri's teleports home. Why?
Is the wing magical?
Yes.
Alright, then.
Magic wing.
It's
Cash.
thanks to the amulet.
+1 amulet. Cash will get an attack opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
And he won't be fatigued anymore because 2 rounds have passed. Yes.
Seriously.
Serious?
You know what? I'm done. I'm gonna move here, and I'm just gonna heal myself to max health.
Don't spend a heal. Really don't spend a heal. That is so wasteful.
Yeah, I have other ways then. So in that case, stood plus 14. Oh, that's 38 more.
I could have killed that gargoyle before, but I don't want to use another round of rage.
No, it attacks Telemantis.
Oh. Miss. Unless the crit is a 20.
It is not.
Okay.
Surprise.
Fly. Take the extra movement. Go here.
Attack
I think your fly speed is more than 30 feet, isn't it? Anyone?
Size. It's 40. Size heavily. Is that a natural 20?
Yes.
Well, it does not confirm, and it does not pass damage reduction anyway. Whelp. Size heavily. Looks at Telemundus disappointingly. Reaches out a hand, touches the thing. Critical touch!
Unfortunately, you do not confirm.
I do not confirm my critical touch, but nevertheless, that's 15 negative energy damage and the fortitude save.
Alright.
Zachariah should have an amulet of Mighty Fist now.
What was the DC?
21.
What do you think? Zachariah's getting an amulet of Mighty Fist for his touch attack?
That's a failure.
Oh, he's permanently paralyzed.
Oh, so poorly done from him. Just got done being dazed, and now he's paralyzed for life.
Zacharias, his dead eyes glare over to Telemundus. And like
It's partially sees through, really.
he's like, really, Telemundus? You need me now to help you fight in close combat, huh? He sort of floats over to the lady.
Marcus is gonna coup de grace ball.
Put it out of its misery.
Yeah.
What does Telebandus think when he sees
No.
Zacharias the lich thing?
Well, he doesn't really care too much. At least not outwardly. He might think a lot of things.
Sure.
But at least at your reaction here saying, oh, you need my help and stuff, he would at least pause his cursing at the copper dragon and his eyes just following you, promising probably things like your bones scattered all over the place right now, but he decides not to do anything.
That's very kind.
And continues just cursing the copper dragon Iramenthus because he wants him very much.
Anyway, before Telemundus has to go away again, I think we should continue upstairs.
Is there an upstairs?
It says down. It doesn't say up down.
Yep, that works.
Oh. We're in the wrong.
Then Zacharias will quickly examine the room for story and treasures.
Sure. I mean, there's a lot of the interesting sort of imagery. Some of it is this one, this blue lady, in the sweet embrace of a tiger-headed Rakshasa in copper robes
Oh.
with the insignia of a dragon on it, and you know, some of it is just with a dragon. As she looks at her body, he sees a very beautiful necklace of wire gold and a sort of brilliant flame red fire opal worth 3,500 gold pieces.
Alright, he will reach
On
down.
the necklace, there's an inscription that says, "To my goddess of war who has conquered my heart."
Oh.
E.
Oh, that's so adorable.
No, it's not. Oh god, the song da 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 just came on.
Zacharias will reach down a skeletal hand and pick it up,
Right.
toss it into one of his pockets.
That was so cheesy.
You gain 17 negative levels.
Looks around at the others while poking himself, healing up. We should move on.
Up for a game of chess.
Perhaps, but we should first scour the rest of the island before we brave the tower.
We won't have Telemundus for the fight, so that'd be sad.
Telemundus can return, can't you, Telemundus?
Oh, you will see. I am prepared for that bastard. Let us just find him and get this over with.
Good, good.
Going down.
Yep, we go down to back down there, I suppose.
Assuming we make it to the bottom. There are 20 more. There are 20 more of them on the main floor.
Ugh.
Manikai, could you just say something when you think that 15 minutes have passed? Or 16, rather?
All right.
I will recast my minute buffs here, but actually, how much time would have passed since we entered?
Oh, since you entered,
Yeah.
we're searching the room, looking at everything, fighting and whatnot. It will be in, I don't know, yeah, 15, 20 minutes.
Okay, then it's time to
That's not
cast,
too long,
recast, minute buffs.
In that case, I can't recast Shield of Faith on everyone then.
Like up and down the stairs and such.
Well,
Something-
remove Shield of Buff then. Shield of Faith.
To be precise,
Shield
I can't.
of-
Shield of Buff.
To be precise, 2 people can't have it again. So
That's fine, you don't need to cast it on me.
okay. Oops.
And we might want to
Yeah.
save it until we go into in the big fight.
Just remember to deactivate them.
We want to save it in that case. Everyone removes it, so because I don't have a lot of them. Yeah, you can only get so many slots at low level. Even if it's a lot.
Do we still hear things coming from north and south?
No.
Okay,
It's nice
Good.
and quiet.
good.
All this light shimmering and crawling sounds of whatever critters live in here. All sort of weird and fantastical little things.
So we just explore around, I guess.
Indeed.
Ah.
Marcus can heal up the last if he doesn't do it himself. Zacharias will touch him
I'm,
as he passes by.
Yeah.
Rude.
Poke, poke, poke.
I think, however, because I'm getting rather tired, that we might I should go down into this room. very important part.
Mm-hmm.
We might just end it here for tonight.
Okay.
Continue, hopefully, with a normal length session next Friday.
And next week we will do the tech test on Thursday.
Yes.
The what?
The tech test.
Seeing if
see if
everyone can
everything is
connect
working.
and if everything works.
Oh, yeah. And if Jake is awake.
Bit of a short session, but preferable to not playing at all, I think.
Indeed. Manika is tired from all the partying he's been doing.
Yes, so much partying. Like, you know,
Was it a
you
grand
can
event?
hear how drunk I am.
It's true.
I become
Oh yeah, the
tired
dragon
boy.
just teleports in and all the cool.
It just says, "Fuck it, I'm gonna end this shit. I'm gonna burn
Have a dragon here. Have 2 dragons. They are
Yes, yeah.
clones.
Well,
Hey,
Brothers, actually.
because he like in the story of the nameless tyrant, they said he was crushed of a smiling hammer of copper and an anvil of silver. So I imagine that he just calls up his silver dragon
Wait.
friend. It's like, can you come over here?
Didn't we meet a silver dragon?
It was a small one though.
I have a
That's
Dragon
also
Junior.
I think that silver dragon. My guess would be that silver dragon is probably like the silver version of Telemundus. Like it's out doing its thing, being all heroic and stuff, and then got killed. And then there is a big silver dragon like Gammon but silver. So
it was a large silver dragon.
Yeah, Telemundus was large, right?
Yeah.
He's not large. He's medium.
Well, he was
What?
huge, I thought.
Now, yeah, but no,
Was bigger,
Jarathon is huge.
So
Marathon is bigger for large for his age.
He's eaten a lot of princesses.
well, he's dead. We think.
He's a fine, sort of physically fit dragon specimen.
Well, he was not fit enough.
No,
He's not-
He
dwarves
was
got him.
stupid and didn't listen.
What an idiot!
Yeah.
I know, right? Black
The
dragons.
coward, the schemer. They're the dragon kobolds, basically.
Wow.
Oh, you take that back.
Oh, wow. Wow.
They always have a plan, and they are never to be trusted, right?
Are you gonna take this, Telemundus? Are you gonna listen to this?
I'm
You're
going to eat that voice in my head.
You're gonna break the fourth wall.
Tyrant, I will get you.
Suddenly, Telemundus ascends to godhood and kills the beast.
How much does a human skeleton weigh?
Depends on the skeleton, I suppose.
I
Why
need
are
to
you
know.
asking?
I need to know for a thing I'm doing. No, I'm thinking I should probably lower Zacharias' weight in the
Ah.
character sheet.
Gonna
God.
disconnect you guys now. by the way.
Like 20 or 30 kilos.
Oh, it's flashing
If
yellow
at
now.
all.
It's like, no, you
Just
can't do it
disconnect.
like this.
That's, which screen do I go to? This one. Aha.
Yeah, that is an interesting question. How much does Zacharias weigh without his flesh?
It's just he's a human skeleton.
And
then-
muscle.
and then he has no. There's no muscle. What are you talking about? He's a
Oh,
lich.
I said without his flesh and
Monster,
muscle.
a human skeleton, right? That should.
What fuels him is his unholy magic, and he has a lot of gear on him, I guess.
How heavy is magic?
Make a custom system where liches have to eat copious amounts of food, like piles and piles of pork.
Yeah, it just needs to shove in bacon. It needs bacon to
But-
work.
But you have a ring of
Save my life.
sustenance.
Bacon fueled lich.
Ring of sustenance is not enough.
Exactly.
So what is the difference between a lich and I forgot what Ezra is?
A
Wraith.
wraith?
He's a
Wraith.
wraith.
It's incorporeal and can make more.
Yeah,
Wraiths.
wraith is a ghost.
Which-
And the only thing he can basically do is touch things and drain their life and make more of himself. He doesn't have spells like Zacharias has because Zacharias is a wizard.
Zacharias is an intelligent skeleton.
Wraiths are the only way to make peace in the world. Because if there were only wraiths, no one could hurt anyone.
Yeah, well. So yeah, Zacharias is a lich. If anyone in the chat has any comments or thoughts or questions about that thing, the lich, that being because there was some questions and stuff leading up to this, and I said I will answer any questions that still remained after the session was over. So
I have a question.
yeah.
What has been the total cost of all the enchantments and making the phylactery and
120,000 gold.
Oh, that's like
By contrast, it cost me
Pocket change.
25,000 to be
That's to
revived.
come back from the
Oh.
dead, though, not to turn yourself
Yeah.
into a vampire.
Well,
It's,
becoming a
Well-
vampire was free.
Oh, that was you. Were you a vampire when you got revived?
yeah, it's a vampire.
Well, that's good.
That's why we did the.
Technically, becoming a vampire wasn't free. It
Didn't
required
you
golden
watch the
chalice.
bonus video, Tina?
I actually did, but you both chose to read up like you were. What's
Ominous.
his name?
Or
No,
kind
like you were. What the hell is his name? I'm so tired. that famous writer.
What?
Which
Gollum.
one?
Call him the famous writer.
Not
Thank
hi-
you, Ellen.
the guy that made the Romeo and Juliet.
Oh,
Shakespeare.
Yeah, you choose to write in a very cryptic Shakespeare.
They didn't even
Wait.
say forsooth once.
No, I didn't. I didn't say forsooth once, and
Oh, it's fine. If you want forsooth to be said, I'm sure someone will say.
I've read Shakespeare. There's lots of forsooth.
yeah, and fortnights, and
We have all read
a fortnight is 10
Shakespeare.
days. It's a
What
legitimate
was-
measurement of time.
no, it's not.
It's true. It
We
is.
use it in
And
the UK.
Varieth, and whatever all other.
How
words
long is a farthing?
that you make up?
I don't know
It's
about that.
7 stone on a stick.
Oh, yeah,
How
of course,
hard is it to
brilliant.
understand? Yeah, but you have to have 9x to a stone,
hmm
then 7 cracked ones for a stick and a half.
Yeah.
The half, however, refers to a loaf of bread weighing about 2 stone by itself.
Yes, Dempsey, stream is
if you
over
don't
because
stop,
we.
my brain is gonna explode.
Yes.
But then,
yes,
then we made the metric system.
we did. Well, the
and
French
that
did.
saved a lot of lives.
French did, and go
All hail the
revolution.
French.
On a more related note to streaming and stuff, yes, the stream will be over in a little bit. We didn't do too much this session, but that just means that it is so much more
Didn't
likely
miss
that
that
we'll
much.
face. What?
Maybe if we don't do too much, the people who didn't get to watch it didn't miss that much.
Yeah. And it just makes it so much more likely that we'll find the dragon next session.
It was a short
wait.
stream because reasons.
Yes.
And if we get into more fights like this, we should probably try to conserve a little bit of spells, depending on what we fight, of course, because well, we don't know. That dragon fight is going to be pretty rough, probably.
Well, the thing is, if we come into another of these encounters, it might be a problem. First of all, for this one, we didn't know if the dragon was upstairs. It would have been weird, but it might have been. Which means that waiting too
he's
long...
he's not just sitting around. There's stuff to do.
Yes, he's probably somewhere.
You know, you
He's
could
a
have
busy dragon.
interrupted them or something.
Oh my!
Oh, don't say that.
God,
You know, the
Malachi.
dice decides what the dice decides.
If the dragon wants to, you know.
Then what?
I rolled the roll and I got the result, and you guys will find out what it was. at some point.
At least,
Now, on to more important news.
How does
at
that
least
even
if
work?
Malachi wants to exactly show
Well,
up,
it works
show
in
us-
this way. Roll the percentage die to see what's going on currently.
No, what? How does it even work between
Well, that-
them?
Let-
Don't
that's,
even ask
that's, there's
Those are not
plenty of
details for an-
illustrations on the internet.
Yes. Or
If
on
you're
Go
the
to
interested.
DeviantArt.
polymorphing is something that some dragons are good at.
Okay, I
The pictures
Ah.
showed the lady with the Rakshasa.
with a what?
It's a
Rakshasa.
tiger-headed man. A tiger man. That's what I shot.
That's just...
So what did Zacharias get by becoming the Lich? Well, he got
Yo.
a lot of things, as it turns out. For one, he get dark vision 60 feet. He gets a huge bonus to his natural armor. He gets channel resistance, damage reduction 15, that can only be overcome by bludgeoning and magic together. He is immune to cold and electricity, so you know he can walk in space and nothing will happen, or no amount of lightning can ever hurt him. If he is destroyed, he will be rebuilt by his phylactery. Until the phylactery is destroyed, he will continue to be rebuilt forever, like he's indestructible, basically, or immortal. He has a touch attack that does negative energy damage, and if they fail a fortitude save, they're paralyzed forever.
And a racial bonus in perception.
He has a fear aura that scares things around him. He gets a +2 to intelligence, wisdom, and charisma. +8 to perception, sense motive, and stealth checks, and gets climb, disguise, fly, intimidate, class, and some knowledge checks too as class skills.
There is the final thing, which is your HP is now determined by your charisma modifier.
Which is why it shot up so much like it did. So, in essence, Lich is a very defensive template. It's excellent for wizards, who are usually pretty squishy. But now, it takes quite the amount of force to bring him low.
And
Now, one second.
Zacharias!
Zacharias! Heal spell! Critical!
I can resist it.
You do have enough will save, admittedly, to half the damage.
Yeah.
Isn't it a fortitude save?
I think it's a will save.
Here's a will save.
No, I know harm is a fortitude save, right?
No, they're both will saves.
If you heal undead, don't they have to take a fortitude?
No, they make a will save.
No,
Sure.
Yep. It specifically is a will save to negate damage when it comes to all the positive and negative energy spells.
I was sure it was a fortitude save.
It's a will save.
So just for future sessions, how is the volume level right now? I'm talking like normally, and you know how low the others are, and sometimes I get louder. That's
Oh,
understandable.
you're a bit loud for me at least, compared to the
Well-
others. Not really much to do about that.
Yeah, well, that's Skype, but I have like my audio level separately in my broadcaster. I have myself and I have everything I hear, which is you guys.
This is my voice.
That's not Zacharias' voice, though. Zacharias' voice is a lot more...
Hissy.
So Zacharias will tank the dragon, yes.
He could probably hold out against the dragon a fair amount, because the dragon's claws are not considered magical, so...
You didn't even get to show up your resistance to crits now.
Oh, I think the thing tanking the dragon will become rather obvious.
Oh yes. We have plans for that.
Is it going to turn into a wrestling match?
In a
And
dramatic
then like
reveal.
it skips to as a rock's being pulled away as some light shines, and then
I feel
You're
like I
like-
haven't.
unknown enemies.
Oh, that'd be so
time.
great.
Oh.
I am back, master. And we would be like, oh, golem.
Took your
He
damn
waded
well
through the
wrong.
ocean to get to her.
Destroy.
Explain.
Exterminate.
Do I have a soul?
Exactly.
No.
Oh.
Ah, no, you don't.
Why not?
Because the soul is difficult to create.
If anyone is interested in a complete template of the Lich, you can read up on it here on the Pisa PRD. But yeah, you do get a lot of stuff from the template. It is very expensive, and it's not even a thing of money. It's like you need to roleplay a lot. And it has been something I have planned basically together with Manikai since before we started Way of the Wicked.
It's something I've dreaded since you told me.
I was basically, you know, when Age of Darkness ended, Manikai and I talked like, we should continue playing something new. And I was like, I've always dreamed of being like a lich. There's never a campaign from that enables you to be a lich, except this one I actually noticed, and I like sent Manikai the
was
Wicked
sneaky.
files. Yeah, and sent him the files, and he's like, I don't really want to. I don't think I want to do Way of the Wicked. And then, like, day after, I'm gonna do Way of the Wicked, he said. So, I think he read through
I
it.
took a look at it.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
I was
Honestly,
like,
pretty
yeah.
good. Well, you know that by now.
Yeah,
Good. It is
Pretty-
pretty good.
it's pretty damn good. If only this
I can
would-
work with this.
Yeah, it's actually really, really good. It's a fantastic adventure path. Just, yeah.
Oh, and Jonas asked for what Telemundus and Chiron think about Zacharias as a lich. In their minds, you'll always stay the cute human that you were.
Oh,
I mean, he's not a Draco Lich, right?
Yeah.
What about Marcus?
but I mean, liches are creatures that even dragon kind of be like,
It's an improvement over just being human for sure, but you're still not.
I mean, a
not
dead human
up
is better
there.
than a living one.
Yeah, exactly.
On one side for you, though, it means if you want to, you can beat him up, destroy him, and not have to worry because he'll just come back.
I will.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
Or if
Isn't like
you get that thing that's very precious to him, you can control him.
Oh.
But luckily, no
But
one,
how will you get that?
luckily, no one in the party has access to it. No one.
It's safe in a demiplane with
Surely together.
a lot of damn wards and other stuff protecting it. Inside an adamantine box, inside a lead box, inside a room filled with crap to make it harder to spot.
It's quite a dangerous room.
Well, for Cash, it's all her group is just turning you.
No, I don't. I think I'm the least shapeshifty of everyone.
Just wait
Well,
until like
She doesn't.
Sirius becomes the Blood Mage, and
She doesn't like Zacharias anymore. She doesn't like Marcus anymore. Chiron
Don't
is
like
just damn
Telemundus.
annoying
She's such
when
a-
he is Telemundus.
She's got such prejudices she has.
So Sirius,
Join me in the kitchen.
it's an
she'll
orc.
she'll join
He's an
Sirius.
orc.
She'll join Sirius in the cooking.
Well, at least Salmonus is still alive and rather pretty, he says.
Well, he has said the wrong things to Cash, so he's
Like bow, show your inferiority.
yes. When he
Worthless being.
yeah, when he did that, Cash just she would not die for you.
Question: can a lich go through walls? No, a lich is a corporeal undead, which means that Zacharias is certainly, basically, he is a skeleton.
With magic powers.
Yeah, with incredible magic powers. And like an incredible amount of like wards and other magic fuels him, so he's really hard to destroy.
Yeah, because your soul is trapped inside an item, inside a box, inside another box, inside a ward,
Yeah,
inside a plane.
basically how you make a lich is that you take your own life, and instead of your soul going to heaven or hell or wherever else it's going to end up, you lock it inside this container, so it goes nowhere. And that allows the spell you weave into the container creates a body that you can basically control by remote. So Zacharias' soul is in the container, and this body that floats around he controls. Basically.
Your Zacharias' soul is the only player's soul not to ever enter purgatory.
Mm-hmm.
Well, as for what L says, it is not because of the form, it's because they're dead. She doesn't like them.
Oh, she doesn't like undead.
She doesn't
things.
like undead things. They're supposed to be in the ground and not
I mean, it's a
anyone
common
near.
sentiment, really. Most people don't like undead.
That's the most of
They
the party.
also all have like animals run away from them, and like vermin sort of cover and
She-
suffer, and you know.
If
just unnatural.
Talamandus wasn't such a pain, she would probably like him. But
I
when he
have his back.
when he said basically bow to me, puny human or puny drow, everything was lost.
Well, he has also said that he thinks that drow are much better than humans, so that's something.
Well, that was fine right up until the whole
We're
I am
not
so much
equal.
better than all of you.
Let's see here.
So,
Question:
She doesn't hate Azurius because of his looks.
Would Zacharias be locked in the box? No, he is reconstituted next to his phylactery, not inside the box where the phylactery is. It's a small
I mean, that's
box.
kind of
Yeah.
yeah, because the box itself is like it's like a jewelry box.
Yeah, it's a small box.
No, he's stuck in the box forever.
Alright, that's fine.
what
Smallest
is your-
lich in the world.
What is your plan
No,
like?
not all.
Well, being a tiny lich would only make you better.
Yeah, that's only great. Can I be a
Tiny
tiny
lich.
lich? Malachi, can you make
Like a
myself
little
Like-
pocket lich.
Yeah, pocket lich.
Get like a squirrel skeleton
Yeah.
and put your soul in that instead.
And then like freaking
Disintegrate.
yeah, disintegrate hits. By the way, I know it's the biggest negatives of being on being a lich. The biggest negatives of being a lich is that there is
No morale effects.
no. That's not really a problem. I can't be scared. Like not having heroism, it's kind of
Weakness,
crap.
sort of energy.
There isn't really much weakness
Yeah,
to it.
he is susceptible to being turned. He does have a lot of resistance to turning attempts, but he can be turned, and positive energy hurt him. Those are the biggest negatives. There are no negatives similar to the
Undead
vampire.
hunters and stuff
But
like that.
admittedly, there's a lot more cost involved.
Yeah, there is no problem like going into houses or going into water, stuff like that. He has none of those weaknesses. Another weakness would be that anything actually touching him, say that he walks in a crowd and someone brushes past him and someone touches his bones, then those people will probably have a very bad day. They will probably die. A normal person can't really survive the Lich. And if he sort of revealed himself, I think the fear aura around him will sort of break the minds of any like normal human around him.
Can Chiron die to old age? Yes. Yes.
No, no, later on we can change that. We can just keep resetting her age.
Reincarnate every 10 years.
You could technically.
So yeah, there are not like technical limitations or rule limitations. There are not many to being a Lich. Lich is a very powerful template.
The only penalties are associated with like being undead ones.
Role-playing parts.
Well,
I don't know. I have looking forward to play a Lich. I mean, I'm very happy playing Zacharias now. I don't think there's any, like, for me at least, any role-playing drawback. I need to keep my form hidden when I'm out and about, but I have spells to do that. It's not really hard. But apart from that, not really, no.
I think the main disadvantage is that you get damaged by positive energy. And since we're fighting good people, they are all going to have healing spells.
Oh yes. They need to walk up and touch me though.
Well, they could do like a heal. Is heal a touch?
Yes.
No, heal's a touch spell.
All
The
the
reason
heal spells are...
I can only do it. I can do that kind of stuff at range because I have reach rods,
Oh, okay.
and also because meta magic.
We meta magic the crap out of our spells to make them reach further and stuff.
Yeah, because I have a rod. I have a rod that does up to level 6 spells, which can be used 3 times per day, and then I can also just manually do it. Because I do take reach as a manual.
But yeah, a super high cleric that shows up and like touches him with a heal spell, that will be a bad day for Zacharias. He has enough hit points to probably survive it.
Yes.
But yeah, that would be bad.
I'm gonna go.
I mean, because even if you pass the save from Azurius, for example, that's like 100 and...
I have 15 damage reduction against anything that is not bludgeoning magical. That is huge. Like 15 damage reduction. That's like it's like a freaking adamantine golem. Like you walking around.
Well, at least you're not immune to magic.
No, I'm not immune to energy. Well, I am immune to electricity and cold.
Not to magic, though.
It's like it can be like the god of cold itself shows up and hits me. It's just no, I'm immune to that.
Oh, he probably has something that removes immunity.
Sure, but like a cold demon, like a Baylor that
Ice
somehow
devil.
uses like an ice devil shows up, like a pit fiend that is ice spec. He can't do anything to Zacharias.
Spect.
Yeah.
Any plans to upgrade Azurius DDS? I don't think that a template is necessarily an upgrade. First of all, it has to fit in with your character. For example, if I made Chiron a vampire, that would be amazing because
I could have made Azurius into a vampire, and the effect of that would have been huge. I would have over 200 hit points, and
It was never really an option though.
well, and the fact that I didn't want to become a vampire, it wouldn't match.
It is certainly a...
There is one upgrade in future, which is whenever I get Miracle, I'm undoing the damn reincarnation.
I mean, the Lich template, I mean, Lich is very powerful, honestly though. I mainly did it for the flavor, because a Lich is such an iconic villain, you know? It is one of the ultimate forms, like when someone thinks the big bad evil guy in a fantasy setting, it's very possible it's a Lich.
Or a dragon.
Or a dragon. Since Chiron had the dragon thing cornered, I was like, yeah, Lich.
Yeah, it's pretty good. We have two of the biggest enemies you'd expect.
And I am a big fan.
Vampire too. In all of Castlevania, it's a vampire.
We have 3 of the biggest enemies you'd expect.
And the crazy mad scientist alchemist.
Orcish fire priest.
Yeah.
4.
I mean, yeah, we pretty much have 5 like iconic kind of characters.
We do.
Well,
I am very happy how the group has sort of turned out in their...
Cash has found a way for immortality, so
But that can be found out later.
Well, she has found one.
Philosopher's Stone.
I'm not gonna say no because I like that all of you are like, oh, it's probably just a Philosopher's Stone. So yeah, sure, you can say.
So if anyone wants to hand me a Philosopher's Stone, that'd be a good day.
Well, you
They
should all.
give immortality or just eternal youth though.
Well, you should know that she will never be able to make one because she has to be level 20.
Well, that doesn't mean she can't ever do it.
Could someone trap a lich's body? Yes, conceivably it is possible. It was done to the Whispering, not the Whispering, the Nameless Tyrant. He's trapped in his body because they couldn't. My guess is they couldn't find his phylactery and destroy it. So basically, they trapped him instead of basically imprisoned him.
No, demi-liches basically don't need one.
Okay.
They just don't die. Ever, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, if someone like knocks
basically they
Zacharias'
are
head
their
off,
phylactery.
You would need something that specifically says it permanently destroys them.
No, that would destroy the body and he would reconstitute. Like a demi-lich is a higher form of lich. When
It happens when you're crazily old and you just sit, because you live for eternity and your mind is not made to live for endless times. So usually you sit and usually your body just begins to disintegrate over the ages because you just sit there and think about whatever cosmic problem you're dealing with for like 2,000 years, and then you sort of grasp the answer, and then you don't have a body anymore, and you don't really care because it hasn't been there for like 1,000 years, and that doesn't regrow. It's just gone over the eons.
Yep.
And it happens to all the most powerful and oldest liches that they grow. Like the questions they ask get so crazy that they need eons to think about them.
Yeah.
And so they disintegrate.
Usually, liches like many liches try to stay active and many sort of engage actively in like politics and scheming just to keep like their bodies moving about. Because as long as you do that, the magic wards keep the body together. But if you sit for
If you're going to torpor,
if you go into torpor for 5,000 years, thinking of the ultimate mysteries of the outer realms. Then you will when you return basically to consciousness, you will be basically a floating skull, and then you're a demi-lich.
and then you're insanely powerful in different ways, though, because most of your magic, most of your sort of ability to cast spells is gone.
Yeah, but then you have like soul suck horror.
But you're wonderfully powerful, but just in your being, and in your knowledge, mostly your knowledge. That's what demi-lich is really known for.
So I have a question for Jonas.
Yes.
If someone were to like knock off Zacharias' head and put it in a box, would you be screwed or
No. There's destroying the body. Like if I was a demi-lich and they took my head and put it in a box, then yes. But they need to put my whole body in the box, I think.
What constitutes your whole body?
I mean, technically, I would think the head, like attached to the torso in some way. I mean, how do you cut off the head without reducing his hit points? Like a vorpal weapon would cut off his head and reduce him to 0 hit points. That is generally considered.
If you smack him too much, like he's still kept together by magical energies, and if you destroy the body too much, then they dissipate.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
As such, and as long as besides he can sort of just touch himself and he can just return.
If I want to, yes. I can also be, I'm imprisoned. Well, I have a potential of 10 fireballs left. I'm just going to destroy myself here and be reconstituted somewhere else.
You had to imprison him somehow in like an anti-magic field would be.
Permanent anti-magic field?
Yeah, in like an adamantium cell, and then in the bottom of some cave, volcano or something.
And then the problem is Jonas's strength is not high enough for him to be able to kill himself by punching.
But then there is this this small crack in the ward, and his mind can seep out and start corrupting, like budding, and create a cult around him that's crazy and wants to free him.
Because that always happens.
That always happens with powerful liches.
With enough time.
Yeah, he sends out this sword called Frostmourne.
Imprisoned in his throne of ice.
And you must get here.
Then the young Mercadian prince.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be great.
Fighting
that'd be so great.
Devils.
Yeah. So
Does
great.
Cash have any plans to build another golem?
She would love to, but she is so poor.
It is very expensive to build.
Knowledge of building golems. Cash has never really constructed magic items as such.
No.
She can do potions, but
You need a team. I mean, she has an organization. If she really wanted to, as a long-term goal, you could break things into that sort of thing. But
Well, a long-term goal should be an army of golems, right?
Well, the thing
swarm
is,
of golems.
very long-term goal.
like the golem was really, really cool. The thing is, there's just no way of transporting it without a ship or something similar.
It can't be
It
teleported.
would be
make an
needed.
alchemical dragon for you,
Yeah,
Golem.
that's
You
my point.
could.
Something that flies could work.
Chemical
So
dragon rider golem.
Yeah.
You know, actually, could you make an alchemical dragon for us?
Yeah, alchemical dragon is not a clockwork dragon, it's an actual airship thing.
Yeah, it's an airship. It's an airship that's shaped like a dragon and
Yeah.
runs on alchemy.
And it's
She
also
does-
made out of wood.
that would be so awesome. Have our
It-
own dragon ship.
It would, but Cass does not have any
It has.
money at all.
It has
All
like.
her money was used to
Also, I
Rivasha.
should be-
You know,
I
you know, on
assume you don't
fighter
have craft
jets.
shipbuilding.
You know, on fighter jets where you have like this like bikini lady on a bomb on the side. On Cash's dragon ship, it's Trick like on a bomb on the side.
Oh god.
Oh, that'd be so great.
You know the problem with that.
There's no
Because
problem with that.
Who would have the job of painting that?
Well, Trick, of course.
I don't think
Painting-
Trick
painting-
Trick-
Prestidigitation done.
Trick and Chloe.
Painting what?
Well, the pin-up version of Trick on the side of the dragon airship.
There's not gonna be
But
some.
the problem is the only person with craft painting I think is me.
Right, the serious, we have a mission for you.
But if someone were to hire Azurius, he wouldn't really ask about the content, would he? He would just...
That is
Mm.
true. Azurius does
What
not
he's
ask
been paid
why. If you give him the resources to do it and ask
we
him, he'll probably
could
do it.
we could hire the same dude who did the portrait of a gnome that we found at the cellar of the
Oh,
ship.
yeah.
We saw a picture.
Do you think he'd like to do a
of
collaboration?
Yeah, I think that would be great actually.
God, that gnome.
the gnome might even have done that himself.
Oh yeah, he probably did, didn't he?
Well,
Yeah.
okay. True resurrection. I'm
Laying on
bringing
the
you back.
bed with a rose in his mouth.
Yeah.
Only a rose in his mouth.
Oh yeah, exactly. Dressed only in a rose.
Jonas, I would know it. Temporary resurrection. You resurrect him temporarily just so you can go ahead and get him to paint,
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I need to ask you a few questions.
and then you dispel the temporary resurrection once you're done.
The thing about airships in general, though, compared to the means of traveling we have right now for just our group, they're just so slow in comparison.
Yeah.
Like,
They're-
maximum
they're-
feet, 100 feet, that's really not that much if
And
you
they're
want to
great-
cross the entire continent.
And it was the same in Age of Darkness. Like at some point we take the ship to places we don't know exactly where we're going, but every time we head back we just teleport back.
Well, the good thing about the ships, though, is of course the fact that it allows you to transport things other than yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to transport lots of something or lots of people, then it's
Treasure, for example.
Bags of holding for that.
Just
Unlimited
Point to
amount.
teleport to.
There's a question for Zacharias.
Oh,
Well, I mean, all of this is certainly. If you watch the bonus video, you know that much of this is actually a result of him losing his wife and kid, and he tried to bring her back once.
Would
It
you be
was very,
interested in
it was
resurrection?
very close to succeeding, but it was interrupted. And ever since then, he has obsessed over how to bring her back, because one failed resurrection, that's not going to do any favors for trying again. Like, her soul might be completely destroyed at this point.
Would you be interested in true
He's not even sure that it would work. And then again, we don't know anyone who can cast it yet. So,
Yes.
but he gathers more power. That is, he has attained immortality for himself. His soul is not going to heaven. It's not going to hell. It is his for
It's trapped in
eternity.
an eternal
Oh
limbo
my god,
purgatory.
Asmodeus must be so pissed.
About
Yep,
what?
Asmodeus will never get his soul. It's never even going to enter purgatory.
About what?
That he'll never get Zacharias' soul.
Oh, he has time.
Yeah, that
It's a
admittedly,
very
Asmo-
long time.
Yeah,
Maybe this
Asmodeus-
was all part of his
Asmodeus is very patient.
yeah, Asmodeus plays the very long waiting
plan.
game.
He never loses.
Nope.
You know.
Because eventually
Because,
everyone
you know-
succumbs to death. Everyone.
Well, more than that. Even if they don't, I mean, it's all to. He knew, and I mean, he's a freaking god of scheming. He's the best in it in ever.
Mhm.
He'll figure it out. He has a plan for this. No matter what you do, he'll just nod and say yes, yes, go ahead, while seeming sort of satisfied with himself. Yes, yes, become a lich, live forever. Wonderful. I'm sure you'll have great luck with that.
When the
Join.
sun explodes, your phylactery is going to be destroyed anyways.
When
In
the world
a million
explodes.
years.
And who knows when that might happen?
Exactly.
Oh,
You know,
why?
if at this point, if Zacharias is present when the world is destroyed, he will probably be happy with that.
Oh, I don't think he will. Be completely mad.
Yeah.
You know if the world
Did
was
not go in
destroyed?
torpor once, and so his mind is completely overfilled with all these crazy things.
Mm-hmm. That's how I like my liches.
Well, if the world was destroyed, one simple answer. I plane shift into Zacharias' plane.
And
It's
wait
live
there
there
for
forever.
eternity.
I am
Tiny prison.
here.
I have time.
You'll be like Chuckgammon, who's just.
No, I'm
Biggest
king of the
coward.
universe. There's
Yeah.
nothing else.
I could take a vacation to hell.
All the other planes are there.
I'm going to hell today, I think. Plane shift.
The Scrimmage said, no, only a weakling can comprehend the dark majesty that is a god.
Unless I become one myself.
See?
Zacharias, you're being a bit ambitious now.
The bid for power is endless.
But what domain would you claim?
Yes, yes, I need to think.
Good
You-
and charity and
Yeah, good and charity. I am the friendly lich.
But anyway, Zacharias won't want to become a god. He hates divinity.
He does.
Well, but if
No,
you
I
could
mean, if
become a
this
god
was Forgotten
yourself-
Realms instead of Pathfinder, I think you could claim good and honesty.
The thing is, if Zacharias can become a god himself, then he can wage war upon the other gods in a whole new way and destroy them. And that, again, that is his ultimate
He
goal.
would
He wants,
become what he hate.
yeah, and I will fight fire with fire, right? I will become what I hate to destroy all. Then
So
I
you're
will,
going to go.
then I will build a monument of pain and suffering to
So
last
would you
all
want to-
eternity.
So would you want to go the Nephist route and bring yourself to godhood by a massive ritual?
You know, I have certainly plans for the possibility of attaining divinity. It's something that will happen in mythic levels, no doubt, if ever. But
Yes.
you know, the attainment of mythic power is something I have thought of for Zacharias. Yes.
All Zacharias needs to find is a copper dragon to believe in him, and then he can become a reformed villain.
Oh, that's true. It's like, you're not all that bad,
So,
Zacharias.
so would you be interested in me casting atonement?
And like the last tear ever falls from his empty sockets.
Come with me, I'll show you the world.
Fusion, they hug, embrace.
Yeah. I can show you the world.
Would Telemundus like a
Have you ever
Atonement.
seen the end of the world?
I have not.
Come with me.
They jump into the TARDIS.
Yeah, you fly away.
Oh God.
I don't think there's any chance in hell and every other plane DDS that Iramenthus would manage to do any sort of atonement for Telemundus.
I will cast atonement on him.
I thought you were gonna say there's no way that there would be a TARDIS, but you know, there could be.
Could be.
Yeah, the one problem with atonement. The target must be willing.
Also, I don't think Sirius could actually like cast
No.
that for
It's
me.
it's a good spell.
I-
So.
If Marcus
atonement
had
is a
like
good spell. Atonement is a good spell.
saved a lot of pilgrims or something, and Hell had taken their hand off of him, then he could.
Atonement isn't a good spell. It just allows you to change alignment. You can actually go from someone good being atoned to evil. So
Oh, let's see here.
Yeah, exactly.
Another question from the chat. If you didn't have your contract, do you think you would have a party? No.
Zacharias is a cool guy.
Probably not. Although if the contract disappeared at this point,
Yeah, in the
the
beginning we
party
would've-
the party might stick together, at least for a bit.
I mean, I'd probably decently stay around. Probably.
At least we wouldn't kill each other instantly. Let's put it that way, I think.
I mean, say what you will, but we've been through a lot, and Zacharias certainly, he wouldn't never say, but he certainly appreciates his comrades in arms. He thinks they are fairly dependable even.
Everyone.
All be dead if not for the others.
Exactly, we've all saved each other numerous times.
Zacharias' spell power has certainly saved us in quite a lot of time. Times
I mean,
backstabbing
think
has
about the
destroyed.
prison. You didn't have a contract then.
It's true, we got out without the contract.
Well, Chiron has been a monster, critting bosses since the beginning.
Well,
Marcus has slayed angels with a single blade.
Cash has no wish to kill or destroy anyone in the party. If we were to go separate ways, I think the only one she would still have contact with would be Azorius.
I mean, you...
I will scroll on you every week and say hello to you.
Ugh. Ugh.
He probably should call first.
But that's the only way I can really call. Yeah, there's not a whole lot of ways to message.
Well, you know, you should
I'm
talk.
watching you, babe.
There is the magic mouth spell.
With the messaging valve, you put it on an object. I guess I could pick up
Yeah.
sending, like send message first. Like, am I allowed to?
Hello?
Station.
Hello?
She wouldn't really mind. It depends on what he wants to. If he is cool with seeing stuff.
I open the scrying port and I look away immediately.
Well,
Such a gentleman.
Well, it's past 1. I'm gonna go to sleep.
Yeah, I think if the contract disappears now, I think we still have plans for Tellingar. I think we kind of want it destroyed completely. Yeah.
If working together would still get something for all the characters, then it seems likely that they would stick together.
Well, if
At
It
least-
wouldn't last forever.
I
It's not like an
think-
eternal friendship all of a sudden.
No, I don't think so. I think we most likely would go our separate ways for a while, and when something crops up, then we're like, all right, I can't handle this myself, or this like, all right, this threatens all of us. Then we would
I
get together, right, and
would
deal with
really
it.
like to, if we haven't seen each other in I don't know what Kyrin and Azorius is gonna do to stay around, but imagine then 100 years later, if we would meet up.
I hope in 100 years' time we've got to the point where I can cast Miracle. In that case, I have an eternity plan then.
I mean, Elvor asks if no one wants to build a new world order. I don't know. Does anyone in the party want to rule a kingdom? I mean, Zacharias could
I'll put it
certainly
this way:
do it.
lawful evil,
Yeah.
subjugation.
I think Azorius and Marcus are probably the prime candidates for that. Telemundus could probably do it. He loves being adored, right? Have like subjects bow down to him and stuff. He probably does. He's not.
Telemundus will be like the legendary warrior of the land.
He'd be a tyrant, right? He doesn't really want any of the bureaucracy and details and stuff. He just wants to be adored.
Yeah, we'll give Kyron a throne of some kind.
While Zacharias is probably the ultimate schemer and is probably very good at actually running things, but most of his interest is in arcane research.
I'll grant you license to research whatever you want.
I am the high Sida of this empire, basically.
You're the magister.
Is Zacharias the only one who can scry?
I could scry.
Well, then Cash would like to talk to Azorius at some point. If she can avoid Zacharias, she will do it.
Mm-hmm.
Because any day I'm not using my windwalk to traverse around, I can scry. So.
Well, yeah, it's probably at some free time. She'll
Yeah. So
ask
when we have
you.
a few days of downtime, I can scry for you.
She would like for you to scry on someone.
Zacharias will definitely keep working on his Void Senate. That is his pet project, like a collection of spellcasters directly under his control, more or less. A council, a council of powerful spellcasters that he controls is certainly a very powerful asset. Yes, and then we get to ask him, what would your various fiefdoms look like? Well, for Zacharias, a land of undeath where necromancy and magic is everything. Basically, what Thay looks like would probably be what Zacharias would
I think more appropriately, yours would actually be the dead planet in the Glorian solar system, would just be your feet.
Yeah, it's going to be either like a mix between Thay and Sylvania from Warhammer, I think, probably.
Azorius' one would very much be very hell itself has taken control of the lands. The streets would be lit. There'd be large amounts of fires in every town. There's like monuments and strict order and guards. Everything being kept under the constant order and bureaucracy. Everyone being in a place. Everything being kept into ranks. You are this. You are this. You are this. You are this.
Well, as for Kyron and Telemundus, it wouldn't really be a fiefdom in that regard, I think. It would
Be a giant
basically...
wrestling match.
The inhabitants or whatever can really do what they want, as long as if he wants anything or if he thinks that someone doesn't have the right attitude to him in particular and others of his kind, then things might happen. So he would be not a leader, not a tyrant even, but someone who just destroys towns just to make a point.
Yeah,
basically.
the way I see this is basically Zacharias' one is just neutral evil, just absolute destruction. Nothing, just death. Nothing exists really, for Zacharias. In my case, I'm being very lawful evil. I'm definitely much very being the whole order, the bureaucracy. Chiron is just being the, just the overlord. Just click your fingers.
More on the evil, chaotic evil scale, I think.
Yeah, you're on the chaos side, Zacharias on the neutral side, I'm on the law side for this. We all have different images how it will turn out, which is fine because, in the end we can split what's left of Talengard up if we want to.
And we might. Who knows? At some point, contract will end, and we'll take out Thorn, and who knows
the 5
what's going to
countries
be.
of the Lord, plus the tribe to the north.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's going to end up being like we're going to have that damn, shamans to the north left.
If you could pick one area on the continent, where would you pick sheep? I would pick the western area of Talengard, including the Cabraya and extending probably over the mountains, really.
I would probably pick the far north, because it's fitting for a lich to be where it's cold, because I'm immune to it, and it keeps outsiders out.
That's an interesting question for me. There are two sides to this. One side of me said Azurius would want to grab the capital just for the sake of, I am the controller now. On the other hand, Azurius did grow up inside Davrin, so he might want to more take control of that kind of the central bit. So he'll kind of have the area which used to have, what used to be the cathedral we took down. We'll have Davrin, that kind of zone, more to the east.
I'll actually post the map we have of Talengard in the chat, so people know what we're talking about here.
Yeah, I'd most likely probably take the eastern side more than anything. Which is fine, because I think Marcus would take kind of like the middle, kind of western bit. I think that's kind of area Timian holds a lot of control over.
That should be the map, I think.
It's certainly an interesting one.
This is the current map of Talengard we have.
Yeah, the land of the Utuk, for example. That'll be an interesting one. Like, what do we do with that later? I mean, I see no direct reason to destroy them. They've been useful. So one question: do we turn Brandiskar later into our meeting room?
I think that's a good idea. Yes, the dread fort of Talengard.
We meet in our old cells to discuss things.
Now we just blow it out. We decorate it with all of our former, keepers, and we spent huge amount of money to heal them up and torture them every day. And then we meet there in the echoing of their screams.
Constant cure light wounds on them.
Yeah, and we're like,
That seems to be a private pick or something. It's working for me.
It works for me.
Yeah, I can see it in chat. But yeah, the Heartlands would probably be Marcus's area from what I can tell. The eastern side would kind of be my bit, I'm guessing.
You would need to deal with the Baroness if you go to the eastern bit, because she likes Davern and she's not going to let that go.
That's certain.
Maybe we can marry the Baroness.
Royal marriage?
Mm-hmm.
There are a few ways. The other way is, of course, okay, she can be the Lord of Davrin. There you go. She controls the city. I just control the land around the city. That's fine. Maybe a vassal.
I think it would be surprisingly easy to split up Talengard for a party.
Because we all have different areas we treasure. Zacharias just wants to get away from everything.
I hate you so much.
You wanted the western side, you said sheep, so you'd have like the Carabria.
Yeah.
He will find a new Hydra. And it will be glorious.
Marcus and Timian would go ahead and take the Heartlands, and I take the eastern bit, and then the last bit's Cash, which maybe she wouldn't be here at all. She might just not want to, she might not even want to have a fiefdom. Depends. Then maybe she could take the capital.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
All these post level 20 stuff. What would we do?
For now we have a fairly good road ahead of us. It's been fairly clear up until now, actually, where we're going and what's happening. When the king is dead, I'm not entirely sure what's going to happen. I have my guesses, but
I have a lot of guesses, which I'm not going to say any because they're huge spoilers. Because I think I might be correct.
Yeah, I think I'm correct too. But
guesses that are correct are not spoilers yet.
Well, the point stands is I don't want to, for someone who hasn't thought of it, to reveal it and it ends up being true. Needs a surprise in there.
Well, you don't know if it's true, so it can't, per definition, not be a spoiler. Also, I'm curious what you're thinking.
I think after the king is dead, I think Thorn is going to try to betray us. And then we are going to try to take out Thorn. And when we take out Thorn, that's where the real mystery starts for me. Because then I'm like, alright, if we actually manage to take Thorn out, then we're out of the contract. And I don't even know what's going to happen at that point.
Yeah.
I have feelings for what going to happen after that, though it's only like feelings after that point. But that's basically because I have seen all the book covers before by accident.
Yeah, okay, that might be spoilers then.
I have a basic idea of everything, but yeah, I agree. Like Thorn betraying us definitely feels like what will be after this bit. Then I don't know what's after that though. I only have like feelings for that.
Damsayul is asking, does Chiron have any kobolds left? Yeah, about those.
Is that a yes? Is that a no, or is it a don't know?
He has inquired about the kobolds' existence before, but with very little luck, so they are most likely just... At least the important ones are all dead, the other kobolds. I mean, acquiring kobolds is really not that hard.
No, you just get them.
There's so many of them and just everywhere.
The
ones who used to follow him are most likely either all dead or most of them are dead.
Severely diminished, let's say.
Which is a shame, since I was reluctant to make plans for them for some reason, so they never really got any proper use at all.
I have plans for my organization running now.
We all have, I think.
And as some of you know, I gave my organization a pretty hefty sum of gold.
Well, I think I'm going to be heading off. We have Forsaken Throne tomorrow, so be sure to tune in for that, because then Raphael is going to be fabulous. And we're gonna we're probably gonna fight kobolds in the sewer. Actually,
it depends. You can do as you wish. I can't say.
Could say fuck the sewer. We are going north to the mountains.
To the mountains.
You
quickly.
Could. I can't. I wouldn't say no. Why you go north is a strange question.
When you guys beat everything and own everything, will you keep playing and try something crazy? That is very much up to Manakai.
I mean, going into Mythic ranks would be very fun.
The campaign is planned to go up to level 20, he has said. If anything happens after that, that is entirely up to Manakai. If he wants to continue, sure. For now, I would really like to try to go into Mythic levels with Zacharias, because the power that you could attain and the stuff you could do is just mind-boggling, right?
It's the same with me. 20 rank 1, that'd be so fun.
But it is certainly up to Manakai, and we can't really say.
It might be interesting to do a 10 years later campaign where for some reason all the old party members get back together and have to fight things.
I now concede the Whispering Lord Council.
It would probably be either we take on the world, or we travel to different worlds, like the Planar Adventures of the Whispering Lords.
So, Zacharias, I believe it's time we take down Galorian.
A half-god shows up and says, "You have been chosen to partake in the intergalactical tournaments. Enjoy."
Well, luckily for us, since we're also high level, boom.
And yeah, I agree. It would be very awesome to do that. I mean, the ultimate goal for Zacharias is to kill Mithra, and to kill a god, you need to do a lot of things.
Do you need another god to do it for you, or you need to be a god?
If Mithra is a god, Zacharias is not entirely sure he is.
It's possible Mithra is just an archangel.
Yeah, exactly.
In that case, she's killable.
Basically, an imperial lord or something similar. In that case,
it'd be equivalent strength to a demon lord. I mean, you could kill it.
Oh, it's a level CR 35 something, but yeah,
CR 30.
That's killable.
That is killable.
It would be simply CR 30. Nothing goes CR 35. So.
Yeah, that would be that. I would really like that, because standing invading his heavenly plane, armies of darkness. Oh, that's so great.
Will you bring undead with you?
The thing is, it seems we're almost done with destroying Talengard, and there's 2 books left to go.
Yeah. So something is going to happen.
Something is going to happen.
And it's going to be great, I'm sure. And I'm a lich, so unless someone gets my phylactery, you can't kill me.
And luckily for you, very few people can get to your phylactery.
Yep.
would be interesting to see you as heroes fighting against your old characters.
Yeah, I have done that before.
Yeah.
Someone did like for the Forsaken Throne like ask me if they could do that would happen, but it's like no, don't, because everyone in the party would just be dead immediately. No matter what level you guys came in, because our party here is just too strong.
I have used high level player characters after a campaign has ended. I've used them as lord and kings and heroes to like for new heroes basically to look up to and send them on
Doesn't quite
quests and
work
stuff.
when your people are just obsessed with death and destruction like
Which is my
Zacharias.
point, because then it would be the villains. Like, oh no, you know, the dread Zacharias the Ever Living has invaded the kingdom and taken control. Oh no.
The problem is, unlike an NPC, killing Zacharias is not easy.
No, he's a lich, of course not. Like
No,
he would be the big evil guy in a whole campaign to try to take him out.
The point is, how do we
I
get
think
past all the
each of our characters would be the badass end game evil guy.
Yeah, exactly. We're the bosses, right? We're the evil bosses that you play a whole damn campaign to fight.
And then the fear comes up. What if we meet them all simultaneously?
Well, they hate each other too much to work together.
I don't think my character hates any of you. Well, Tillamundus is slightly annoying.
Give it 1,000 years. I'm sure we can come up with something.
In 1,000 years' time, like you'll be laughing because even if I do get to that point where I have miracle, I can keep getting myself alive. You'll find it cute because like you see like every 10 you do see me still age, and then like my age having to reset it every 10 years or so.
And despite being Telmundus being obnoxious at times, at all times really, I think he has a good reason to be. At least he thinks so.
If you want to know my plan, by the way, for way I can actually make myself immortal, it's I can miracle contingency on myself, and then I can miracle reincarnation.
Sure.
And then just keep resetting my age.
I have contingency harm on myself now. So if I ever go below, I think it's like 50 HP I set it on, then harm will kick off and heal me up.
Yeah, and for you that will grant your whole 140 hit points.
Yeah. So you need to go through a fair number of hit points before we get Zacharias down.
You'd have to take him from like 51 down to 0 immediately to not have that trigger.
Yeah, and with DR15, it's a little bit tricky unless you use magic.
Disintegrate.
Very powerful magic even. Well, I think I'm gonna head off to sleep.
Yeah.
Session tomorrow for Second Throne. Don't miss it. It's gonna be Raphael is gonna be fabulous.
And it's going to be on a different channel.
Yeah, it's gonna be on my Hitbox channel, which is hitbox.tv/Rahal.
Which I should probably link in my description, which I'll do tomorrow.
That would be nice. Thank you.
And you know what? I will link it in chat for everyone though. There you go.
So yeah, thank you for watching. It was a nice turnout tonight. Sad it was only such a short session, but real life issues came in the way, and that's how it is.
And then Jake.
And then, well, he's a real life issue, right? So,
Wow.
But next week we will have a proper session for you, hopefully.
Bit of a dragon.
Yep.
At least one.
Yep.
Well, we already
Hopefully
had
two.
this session.
Anyway, goodbye.
Yep. See you then.
Bye.
Bye.